Did we just get overtaken by the guy with the braking engine? No, there was another guy overtaking it. Well, oh god. Come on. 2 more laps, you're gonna make it, please. Hey, what's up guys, it's Spacefish and welcome back to what is in fact actually already the 3rd episode of Motorsport Manager. I thought what was 1 episode for me was actually 2 episodes for you guys, because when I actually look back at the recording timings, I think I had like 40-50 minutes recorded actually, so that was quite a bit, and I am pretty sure I'm going to split that in 2 parts. So it was already 2 parts for just like the first organization, not even a race yet. I'm really sorry for that. But with that said, I think that is what we are going to dive right into. Everything else should still be very properly sorted. Yep, so let's see, Black Sea is what is going to be our first race, so well, pretty much what's supposed to be Sochi, I think. Well, super softs and softs, I think, is what we have for tires. And right, now what we got to choose first is our race sponsor. So we can always only get one of our bonuses that we have assigned from our sponsorships, either the 200k for 13th or above, or the 450k for 9th or above. I think I'm going to take the 200k, well, if I even make it that far. It's going to be interesting to see. So part fitting, we can just swap through the parts that we have developed if we want to, but we don't really want to. As you guys maybe remember, we did manage to improve the parts for their performance last time, so well, that performance is at that performance, so it's max performance pretty much for that part. If we want to go any further, we got to develop a new one, which we are hopefully going to get to developing stuff very soon as well, but for the time being, that's what we will have to live with. I gotta hit continue again. Did I? Yeah, my sponsor's still selected. Yeah, other than that, let's go and head to the race. So here's our nice and fancy circle and Russian colors. Let's see how well we do. I think we've got pretty much training, qualifying, and the actual race. So I don't think I actually cut anything out in the settings, which is theoretically possible. I think it's actually possible right now as well. If we want to, we could just say simulate everything and throw us right into the race, but we don't really want that. Just because if you do it manually, you can balance everything out a bit better, so that's what we will hopefully do. Obviously, we'll take our 2 main drivers. Now for setup. This is where things get interesting. Well, obviously we're not very much in the green, so there's always some kind of recommendation from the mechanic of what we sort of need for this particular circuit, based on how fast or slow the corners are and all that good stuff. So we are going to try and adjust that a little bit. Now, I do have to say, I didn't do this for quite some time, but I'll try and do my best. So we'll adjust the wing angle a bit to up the downforce some. Whoa, it's a bit high tire pressure in it. We will make the suspension a little softer maybe. Now the gear rate's a bit shorter. And let's maybe try something like this for a first one. Now we got the softs and we got the super softs. I don't really want to use up all my super softs, because those I will probably use. Will I use more of in the race? I'm actually not quite sure. I may actually use softs. Well, it's honestly not too bad, because we got so many. I'm pretty sure we're not going to use them all up right now anyways. So we're just going to go with softs. That's going to be fine. Then I got to change the setup of my other driver as well, and you will be able to see here that, well, speed, balance, handling, downforce is actually a bit different, just for the single reason that, well, different drivers actually prefer different setups of their cars for them to optimally perform. So well, more than likely we will have 2 different setups right here for both drivers, but we will see about that. Just going to adjust everything to about the same settings as the other car for the time being. And, well, then we will see how well the guys do in training and adjust the setup accordingly during training. So, we're not going to simulate the session, we are going to take the practice, and let's see, let me hit pause real quick. This is all pretty much done, so... Alright, so setup. Car setup, we're going to keep that way. Stints, we're just going to do 3 laps so we can do multiple practice sessions, because practice, as you can see, is pretty short here. Tire choice, we're going to keep the same as well. We're going to send the two to out. We can just hit continue here. Sorry for that one, guys. And hit play and see what happens. Now, here are our 2 nice cars heading out to the circle. Unfortunately, we can't zoom in any further. I'm really interested. I think like Motorsport Manager has been out for quite a while, and I think it's a pretty awesome game. So I'm really interested in if they are actually going to go and well, release a Motorsport Manager 2 sometime, probably. I'm pretty sure. But it's not been around for too long, so it will probably take a few more years till we actually get to that point. If that actually ever happens, I would be so happy to be able to just zoom in a little more. That would be pretty awesome. Just some nicey graphics zooming in. I mean, there's more things you could probably change about the game than just that, but yeah, would be pretty nice. So we're just gonna go to the highest strategies right here. Just have the guys zoom across the circle a little faster, because obviously training is pretty short. And oh, well, that's already some nice battling right there between the 2 teammates. Pretty interesting. But yeah, the faster we go around the track, the faster we are going to be done with our stints. Okay, so you see, like, this guy's super happy with the gear ratios, these guys super unhappy with his gear ratios, even though I created the same setup for both guys, so obviously they do have very different preferences. But as I was going to say, as you can see here, it's actually just 9 minutes and 20 seconds that this whole training is still going to last. And we want to just, well, get in as many stints as we can, just to raise our knowledge, to optimize our setup and everything. Because the one thing that you have is the active knowledge up here, which, well, kind of defines, well, the knowledge that you can use during race. So the higher this level is, the more bonuses I'll get if I drive on soft tires. The higher this level is, the more bonuses I'll get in the race in general, I think. So it's just a good idea to kind of try and drive as much as possible during the training session, and optimize everything a bit. Now I think I actually put in a few, well, lap 2, yeah. Okay, let's take this to high again, just to save some fuel so they don't take too much time. We're going to bring the 2 cars in on this round. I actually gave them 1 lap too many, because what I usually do, I kind of forgot about that, is I just try and give them like 1 lap pretty much and get them in, so I can use that setup knowledge to bring them right back out. Just so I get as many opportunities to send them out and bring them back in again, and kind of play around with the setup to get it to just the right point. And I kind of forgot about that one here, so that may end up being an issue. We'll see. For the time being, they're coming back into the box. And wait, let's pause this right here. So the gear ratios were perfect, is what he said. We are going to... Did I hit pause too early? Oh no, right, I need to go here. So we are going to, as you can see, knowledge gain medium. So this is going to slow down, not slow down, but to narrow down somewhat, just to give us more of a knowledge. He said speed, balance, gear ratios were just right. Maybe they aren't. The other guy said they were a bit short, and they were at 38. So maybe we'll do 50 here and see how that does for us. He was very unhappy with that, so he really only got the choice of making suspension a little harder and seeing how that does for us. Downforce is good. I'll try and raise it a bit and see if that does good things or bad things, and well, we'll just go and get the guy in again as quick as we can, give him a new set of soft tires as well, and send him out. Now, second dude, wait, I whizzed past the car setup. That's not too great. Downforce is great. Everything's great. So speed balance. He said the gear ratio is way too short. Way too short. So we're gonna do it on like 56%, I think. And I mean, let's try and change the tire camber some and make it like a bit more downforce as well, just to see if we can hit purple. Which, like, there's one level better than great, so we'll try and hit that. If we don't, we'll just get the setup back to what it was before. Get him a new set of softs and send the dude out as well. Let's hit play again. And, well, I'm just going to speed stuff up for a bit here. Cool, and there we go. I'm going to just get them to the highest strategies right away, just so they go around the track as fast as possible. And let's see how they do. I'm actually not sure you actually need even a single round for them to gain knowledge. I think you do, because they're not actually saying something about the setup yet, so we will give them a proper lap before we pull them back in, or we will pull them in this lap pretty much. Okay, so handling is better, that's awesome, so more downforce was the right choice for him. I'm gonna be interested to see how it plays out for this dude, but we're definitely gonna get them in. I'm not sure we will give them another set of softs, because their tires are still looking very fine, and it costs us time to actually change tires as well, so, well, probably not something we want to do, to be honest. Huh, not yet. Okay, perfect. So we got the handling and the speed balance to excellent for him, which is awesome. No, wait, we got the speed balance to excellent. The downforce was the wrong way, so we'll have to adjust that. Downforce is okay. How did it used to be before? God damn it. Ah, right, so here we have the old setting pretty much. So he wants lower downforce, actually. So we will get this to... What did it used to be? Good? Okay. We'll get this to like 15.3 and 25.3. That should maybe get it to a purple. Then, okay, so more understeer is a good thing for him. So let's try and adjust it to that. We need to keep the speed balance. Wait. The speed balance may actually be at the proper level right now. Maybe not quite. But let's try. Let's try and get the handling to about this level-ish. Then get the camber. Okay, so that's kind of where I want my handling to be. No. God damn it. Did I just do that? Oh my god. Okay, that's annoying. Let's start over. So I was at 15.3 here, I'm pretty sure. 15.3, thanks. 25.3 here. Then I was at 2... Huh. Fuck. God damn it. Sorry for that word. I totally messed that up there. Let's try... Let's try 75% for that. And, try and get the speed balance somewhat back in line, but not quite, because I think this will get it more to a purple kind of state. Downforce... Downforce? I didn't bring it low enough, to be honest. I think 25 is probably actually even better. Wait. Oh my... How did I don't even want to hear it. I do not even want to hear it. So lower downforce is better. Now we're going to do... Are we going to do 15? I think we're going to do 15 on the downforce here, 25 on the down... No, that's too much. We're going to do 15.2 on both. Right. Get this fixed again. That's pretty annoying. And we're good here. We're poor there. So we want to have it understeer even more. Somewhat like that. And then the speed balance. I mean the speed... Wait, good. Great. And then that should kind of be purple. Okay, let's try it like that. And send him out on the same tires again. Then we are going to send him out as well. Let's see what he is all about. He is unhappy. Okay, so we want to keep handling and speed balance at exactly that. And we want to, well, lower the downforce again. Pretty much even lower than it was before. So we're going to do like 25.5 maybe? That may be a bit much. We're going to do like 0.1 degrees more downforce. Yeah, that sounds about right. Now we got to get the speed balance and okay, that looks pretty good. No. Oof. Let's try and get this back in line, shall we? I mean, this should be close enough. I think this should be close enough. Let's try it like that. I'm gonna keep those ties and get going again, right? Let's hit. Well, let me speed this up real quick. Cool. Get the strategies up. So about the strategies, I mean, that may already be something to introduce you guys to for the race. Strategies basically determine two things. You have the style and the engine modes. Now, the style kind of determines how aggressive the driver drives. The more aggressive he drives, the more it drives tire temperatures and wear. If tire temperatures get up very high, the wear increases significantly, and it's kind of not worth it anymore, so that's something to keep an eye on. Engine mode is, well, how much fuel you burn, pretty much. The more fuel you burn, the faster you go, obviously, but also, well, the earlier you will have to box during the race. So that's something to balance out. And it also has an influence on engine wear, so that's something to keep in mind as well. Right there, the more engine you burn, the quicker your engine actually is prone to failure, and that's something you will most likely not want to have happen. Now, looking at times, we're honestly not doing as bad as I expected. Awesome, he's happy with this arrow, that's nice. We're not going to get the guys in again, just because I want to try and get the active knowledge to level 3. We'll see how that works. Awesome, he's pretty happy as well, and then we'll see about the final setup before the race, pretty much. Now, 9th place is honestly pretty damn good. He just went up to 11th place as well, and he supposedly, no, he didn't improve, but it's still pretty neat. Like, honestly, even considering that they don't have perfect tires right now, that's pretty good. So we are able to finish this round. I really hope that this is going to be enough for level 3, just for the added bonus. That would be really, really nice to have. Let's see how that works out. Just speed it up a little bit, because we don't need to wait forever. Oh, that's gonna be... No! We literally just didn't make it. That is pretty damn sad. Sad times. Okay, so we're gonna go with level 2. That's fine as well. I'm honestly happy with these times. Like, that's pretty damn good. Cool, let's continue. Well, this is always kind of like media reports, after news, after practices, whatever. Thanks. I admire you. Thanks for having me. Fuck off. Right, we got Kinley and Who. Good effort by Spacefish Racing. Right, I like you as well, and the other guy can just get out. Cool. Let's head on. So, this is going to be the actual race, and this is where what's actually going to count for us. Now, we don't have a qualifying session, apparently, which I think is down to the current race rules. That's something that you can change via politics, as far as I remember. We'll see about that later on during the gameplay, I'm pretty sure. But for the time being, let's get these slots filled up. Now, this is what we gained in practice. Obviously, the soft tire knowledge, so 10% performance increase in the race trim, 10% performance increase. And this guy's going to take the same things. If you have a more competent mechanic, you can actually put other things in there as well, like less wear of certain parts and whatnot. But as my mechanics are pretty bad right now, that's not an option for me. car setup. Okay, this looks pretty awesome. We're not going to change anything about that anymore. I'm pretty happy with that. Now, the driver strategy for the start of the race is going to be just full on, because I want them to start the race as far up as possible. Wait. My tire. I got to change my tire, potentially. So this one's gonna be supposed to go for 8 to 10 rounds. This one is 12 to 14. I think what we are gonna try and aim for here is just make 3 stops. And as we're going to drive more aggressive sometimes during the race, 12 to 14 is kind of an overestimation, especially with our bad chassis. So we are going to go for the softs here. And I think we're actually only going to use softs during all the race, because we also have the 10% performance bonus on them, so why wouldn't we, honestly? I'm going to keep the fuel at 12 laps, just so we can burn some extra fuel during specific times of the race if we want to. And I am going to hit confirm. And same thing for this guy. Well, maybe kind of a bit of a different strategy for him. He is a little slower. Now that is kind of a thing to keep in mind. I think I'm actually going to get him the later stop. Yeah, we're going to give him the later stop, so we're going to keep him on this strategy. But we're going to give the faster driver, which starts from further behind just because he's in a better place in the championship, which that kind of determines it. I think it's like the reverse order pretty much. We are going to give him only 11 laps of fuel, and then we're kind of going to try and burn it to a point where he comes in after 9 laps and the other guy comes in after 10, right? Or we're going to give him the same fuel and get him in at 10 and the other guy in at 11 rounds. Oh, tough choices. Let's give him the same fuel. We're just going to keep it this way. And then we're going to give him... We're going to get him in at 10 and him in at 11, I think. Unless it's not manageable with the tires. And we're going to do 9 and 10 and just save some on the next go. Cool. Let's continue with that, skip the starting grid, and here are our drivers. I'm going to just go with the one that's the furthest up, and let's see how we're going to be doing. I really hope this guy gets a little further up, but that was honestly a bad start by both of them, which is really sad to see. I mean, this way, with both of them starting on the same strategy, we can also kind of see how they all develop during the race, how well they do, and just kind of determine who gets the more advantageous strategy based on that. So he fights for 12th place right now. The other dude just pretty much nothing, which is pretty sad. Well, as you guys can see, our drivers are now doing as bad as I did expect. Then on the other hand side, the worst drivers should be in the front, and the better drivers should be at the back right now, so it's kind of something that should shuffle through as well. I am just going to get both on, well, aggressive but not too aggressive strategies for the time being and let them run that. See how they do. The tire temperatures are looking pretty good, which is nice. I am just going to maybe give this a little bit of speed and see how this develops, but honestly it's not developing too great. Cool. He just went down to 15th place, and this guy's not even keeping up with the grid at all. Oof. This is a pretty bad start to the season, but it is just what I was expecting, honestly. We need to grind our way up, develop better parts, get better drivers, better team members, so we can actually get somewhere. Obviously, 15th and 19th place is very far from what should be the dream, but well, for the time being it's gonna be what we're gonna have to live with, and if we want to get better, we're just gonna have to do something about it. Right, so for the time being we're off the target. I am just gonna speed this up a little bit more for a round or two, because for the time being I think we are doing pretty fine. This dude is wrecking his tires a little more than the other guy, so I think I'm gonna send this guy on a neutral tire strategy, so his tires actually lasted a little longer than the other guys do. other than that, I should probably start... God damn it, stop being overtaken. Honestly, please stop being overtaken. As you can see right here, like, we see how the other dudes are doing. This is actually why they can't keep up, because the other dudes are apparently on super softs while we are on softs. And they seem to be grinding tires away a good bit quicker than us, so that may be something that we can go with. We will see how that develops. Now, let me see. I am just going to make a quick, have a quick look at fuel stats when we get to the start-finish line right here, which is here. Okay, so they are pretty much on the same amount of fuel. They both got 1.5 laps of fuel to, well, more than they actually need. So we're just going to get them on the more aggressive fuel strategy again and let them burn some fuel. I don't want to use the overtake strategy too much unless I really, really need to. Just because they're actually, well, it actually strains the engine very, very much. And our engines are just not too great. Well, for the time being, it doesn't look too bad. But as you can see here, this guy's got the... Yeah, this guy's got the worst gearbox, so obviously strains that part as well. And if we can kind of be a little bit quicker over time and just burn a little more fuel as long as it checks out at the end, I'm happy with that. But looking at this, I'm really not burning much fuel, am I? Okay, we're going to just go for overtake mode for the time being because the engine is really not burning much fuel at all. We're just going to keep this like that a while longer. And, well, try and burn some fuel. Actually, on this guy, I'm going to stay on high. Just cause the plan was that, well, is now definitely that he's staying in 19th place, that he is coming in a lap later, so he is going to need some extra fuel. This guy's on 36% tires, which is pretty bad. I'm going to try and get his tire strategy back to neutral to save him some extra tires so he can stay out for another round or two. Should have probably done that a while earlier, to be honest. Then again, this guy's got to do... Well, this guy's got to do 2 more rounds, and this guy's got to do 3 more rounds, so hopefully that should be fine. Does he have to do 2? No, he's got to do 3 more rounds. God damn it. Okay, let's go level down on tire strategy. Now, obviously, we're back up on 12th, because the first guys with super softs needed to go into the box. And they're going out with super softs again, so if we play this correctly, they may have to do another stop, and we may be able to come out on top. We will see about that. I am pretty interested in how that's going to play out. Now we're going to come up on the 9th lap right here. Oof, this is really... Tires are really looking bad right now. Tires are just looking atrocious. Now, 9th lap, 10th lap, this dude's still got a good bit of overhead fuel, but for the time being, it's pretty fine. Now, we're in 7th place, because obviously more and more dudes are coming into box, and they're losing time on us, which is a nice thing. We're just going to see how far we can get regarding that. Now... let us see, 21%, 1.41 laps. Oof, okay, 1.25 laps. I hope I'm gonna be able to keep him on that strategy. This dude is actually pretty low on fuel, so we're gonna get him back to medium fuel strategy again, and he is going to come in this lap, get himself some new super softs, fill up to 12 laps, and well, we're not gonna repair anything. For risk, for speed, 3 seconds. I kind of want to say 3 seconds, but I kind of don't want to risk it too much because we are really not in a place to rush this. So we are going to, yeah, we are on low fuel, I know that. We are going to speed this up a little more. Get him into box and see how everything goes. This is going to be an interesting one. We are going in ahead of the 6th dude, and there is a few guys with better tires overtaking us right now. The 6 and 7 dude are really oh my god, no wait, This guy had to wait. The one guy that was behind us had to wait. This guy is unfortunately going to come out of the box before us, but we are still ahead of that one guy, which is an awesome thing. Now this guy's going to come into pit, get soft tires, fill up, and go. He's going to go for a riskier strategy just because he is very far behind, so we might as well just take the risk. And, well, where is Faith Anthony? We are in 19th place. Holy, that is pretty bad. That is really, really pretty bad. We are going to go and attack during the first round, see if we can... Can we actually do anything about that? Honestly, doesn't look like it. Wow. This went way worse than I was anticipating. We are just going to stay on the overtake strategy. And, well, keep everything else that way. Now we're going to go and go for a quick change of tires. Right. And we are going to give him that strategy again as well. Well, I mean, quite a few of these dudes are still out on super softs. The question is if with a third stop they are going to be able to finish the race on softs. If they are, that's going to be pretty bad for us. We're just going to have to see and potentially adapt as well. For the time being, I'm just going to speed it up a little bit here and get ourselves a little further into the race. I'm going to check fuel consumption on the next round. Oh, this is actually... Like, these dudes are all already going into pit. I'm honestly, like... Those dudes are not going to be able to drive till the end with that strategy. It's going to be interesting to see how they come out of the box. So it's 6.43 laps in fuel left. We're on the 15th round, so that's actually not too much more left right there. This dude is... Where is he on the grid? What, on the field? He's not too far out, so he's got more than enough, so we're going to keep it this way. Now let's see. These guys are driving out on super softs again. Those dudes are pretty sure going for a fourth stop, and if they do, we're going to not be in a bad place. Like, for the other dudes, I'm honestly not too sure, because they're getting into this sort of 14-round window that was mentioned for the softs, so they may be able to finish. But at least those dudes are definitely behind us, so it's not, at least it's not looking as bad as I thought it was. If that's a good thing. We're gonna go and get these guys down on strategy. How is Gomez catching up so much right now? That's pretty insane. Like, he used to be way behind the other dude, didn't he? 4.21 laps, so fuel strategy is pretty fine. For him, it's actually not. We're gonna have to get him down a fuel strategy right there to kind of get him in line. I'm really interested to see what these guys are coming out, like what kind of tires these guys are going to come out with. Those dudes are obviously going to do softs because those last a little longer, but these few dudes, if those come out with super softs again, and they are, that is going to be very close for them. Right, let us go ahead, and we are on the 19th lap, so, well, the dudes in front are on the 19th lap. Are we going to be okay with the fuel levels? For the time being, we are. Yes, thanks for asking. So we are on the 19th lap. That means 2 laps more for her. For him, for her, it always looks like a girl. I'm honestly not sure. We are going to adjust fuel strategies and tire strategies some, just to make sure they're not going to totally wreck them before they're in the proper lap to go into box. Now it's Anthony's turn this time along. Go here. We're actually going to keep it 1 lap of fuel lower, I think, just cause you're going to go for a balanced boxing stop. Now, well... Yeah, you can't go past Mel. We're just gonna go and do 1 round less just to make sure to not strain the engine too much on his part. And obviously it gives us less weight, so it's not too much worse to have 1 how does he have 12 rounds now? God. Oh, wrong button. Wrong buttons. Hello, I want to change strategy. Thanks. Overtake. Cool. Your turn for books. Right. Tires. Fill that up. And let's stay with a balanced for now, because I think he's actually not in too bad of a place himself. And there he goes. Oh, that was a pretty close one in fuel as well. And there he goes. Cool. We are going to get him right on the overtaking strategy, and I can change my strategies again. Great. And make him push. Cool. Now this is going to have to last to the end. As you guys can see, there's a few guys on super softs coming up on bad times. I'm really interested to see how that plays out for them. We're just gonna go and let them drive a few rounds just to see. This may end up pretty close with so many dudes on super softs coming up on box, and a few dudes with braking motors apparently, because this dude has his engine braking. Ooh, oh, pit. So this dude is out, but those not, and we are just spot on our sponsor objective, which is awesome. So that'll get us another 2k if we manage to carry through with this. Now let's check up. Oh, warnings about a few. Oh god, that's an issue. So we're gonna tune his strategy to high right here. He is in the 26th lap now. He's got to go 5 rounds. Ooh, he's actually not on too much excess fuel anyway, so we're gonna try and keep it at that. Go push the tire strategies to neutral to make the tires last as well. And just let him go on, and he's in 10th place. There were more dudes in pit, and there's another dude in pit right there. We're honestly doing pretty great. I'm super satisfied with that. I really am. If we manage to carry through with this, like 9th and 12th place for a first race with that kind of a team is pretty damn nice. Right. Did we just get overtaken by the guy with the braking engine? No, there was another guy overtaking it. Well, oh god. Come on. 2 more laps. You're gonna make it. Please. Please make it. Just please make it. We're gonna have to check the fuel strategy on the other guy real quick as well. He's got to go 2 more laps, and he's on 2.3 laps of fuel. So let's go with that. I think he'll be able to push it a little more, just because he has some more tire left than the other dude. And god, now my car is falling apart and the other guys are able to catch up. That is so annoying. At least Gomez's car is not braking that much. He's able to block him some, so that's nice. And there he goes. Awesome. So the first dudes are on the 30th lap already, so we may actually end up... Yeah, we're already on the final lap anyway, so we're going to end up having to drive one less lap. No, we never got lapped, so we are actually in the 30th lap as well now. I don't want you to run out of fuel. Please go to medium. You can go to high again just to make sure that you're not going to get overtaken. And there we go. That was our first race. Pretty damn nice, I have to say. 11th and 13th place for the first race is really not a bad result. Winners Beauchamp, but that is fine for the time being. And right here we can see our different strategies. As you guys will be able to see in a second, I think we're pretty much the only ones. Well, there's a few more that just went through with 3 stops, but, well, there's quite a few dudes. Like in the first place, there's quite a few dudes with 3 stops. But if you go down lower, those dudes went 3 stops as well. That's honestly pretty. I didn't think that was going to be the case, but apparently it was. But we still did pretty good, I have to say, for a first race. 11th and 13th place. I am super happy with that. Now GMA is going to be checking our cars because there is possibilities to develop parts that are actually rule breaking, and if they find them, you're gonna get a penalty, which, as we didn't ever develop any parts, we obviously don't have that issue. Now, we did hit the sponsor objective, which is very nice. I have to say that's another 200k in the bank that we can use to develop new parts. And here is some more feedback. Guess it could have been worse. Happy-ish. Alright, I'll let that count. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's honestly not too bad. I think the fans should be pretty happy with that, considering the current state of the team. But that is obviously just some computers talking, not real people. Well, for the time being, guys, this was our very, very first race. I think we did pretty good for it. I have to say, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about the final result. For the time being, I think this is where I am going to end this video. Next video, we're going to go on and manage some more, hopefully get some better drivers, hopefully get some better mechanics as well, get a better car designer for ourselves, get some new parts developed, so we can start getting this team in the right direction. For the time being, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought about the race in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.